legit crazy. So it is like 9:50 at night, and I had the bright idea to do my hair in like the goddess braids, but with my hair and adding in hair. The parting is the worst part of this, and so I had my mom helping me, but I had to manage my toddler while she was helping me. That is why we're here. So she is currently laying down resting, putting him to sleep, and so I'm going to get started with what we have. I was following a video, and I don't even know the YouTuber's name, so I will link her in the cards up above, but I was kind of following what she was doing as far as like parting it and like sectioning it off and then going back and actually doing the braids. So I'm going to attempt to do one and see how it turns out, but I'll probably do it off camera because it's going to take me forever to do this. This is not a tutorial, by the way. Like, I have no clue what I'm doing, but I am going to attempt this style, and my mom has been really trying to help me, so I'm going to make it work no matter what. I did get this like deep wave. Is it ripple deep? It's 20 inch. So this is honestly just trial and error. Okay, so I have one done, and honestly, it took me a minute to figure it out. But I don't think it looks bad. I'm definitely probably gonna have to make them fuller so it's not, because I refuse to do extra tiny braids. So I'm gonna try to do these and like have this part done, and then I have to go to church in the morning, so my goal is to have like all of the perimeter done so that if I have to pull it up in a bun, it's okay. And then you can't tell. But like that one, it actually didn't take me long at all. I think the hardest part was like parting. And so when I do the next layer, I'm going to try to like do my best to stagger the parts so it kind of blends in better. But I'll see if I can show y'all what I did with one on this side, so you can see. And I like this better because it's not tight. Like, I do not like tight braids, and my edges is already struggling for their lives. So let me see if I can show you what I did. Okay, y'all, so I decided to do a voiceover so I can give some tips on this style that I kind of picked up along the way. Now, like I said, this is my first time trying this, but I've always tried different styles on my hair, on myself. Like, I've always done my own braids or kinky twist back in the day, so I simply just watched a video and kind of figured it out as I went. So one of the things I figured out is that 2 to 3 pieces is really good if you want to make it really full. So feeding in 2 to 3 pieces each time. But the third piece, I realized, looked so much better when I added it to the very end, as if I was almost done braiding. And then I split it in half. Instead of like just feeding in a piece, I split it in half and fed it into 2 pieces of the braid and just continued with the 3 strands all the way down. It makes it curly at the end instead of having a blunt end. So places where you see the braid just like short and ended, it's actually where my hair ended, and I didn't feed in another piece. So if I ever did this again, I would definitely feed that 3rd piece into the bottom just to give the bottom a look. You will have to cut it to make it look even, because that piece makes the style longer. But if I did it again, that's what I would do. I also realized that if you feed in a longer part of the curly hair, it's easier to like catch it into the braid. And I always just like fed it into my thumb and my forefinger into one of the 3 strands, and if you feed it over the top, it's so much easier than if you're trying to feed it down below. So like the overhand braiding is so much better than underhand braiding when you're feeding in the hair. And then once you feed it in and get it in pretty good and you're done feeding in the hair, switching to underhand braiding makes the braid part so much faster. So those are kind of the things I learned as I was doing it. I also used jam on the hair that I was feeding in to kind of twist the hair at the ends and like make it stick better so that the hair didn't stick out once I fed it in. And then adding it to my hair and my parts and made it look cleaner. And I probably would do a little bit smaller braids next time. I don't know how much smaller because I don't want a long takedown process, but I probably would do maybe a tad bit smaller in some places, just so that it has like a more full look, because there's some places you can see the braid where it's like bigger. But I was just getting tired and I only need this style to last for a week. But yeah, this was the easiest style I've done in a while. It lasted for about 3 weeks. I definitely would not use this hair again. I would use 100% human hair so that it did not get as tangled. But like I said, this was my first try and I didn't really want to waste hair in case I didn't like the style. I will be doing this again. So if you have questions, comment down below and give me like specific ideas of what I can answer when I do this again. But I will do it with human hair. And I did not, and if you want to see how it turned out, make sure you tune into the next vlog where we're prepping and getting ready and packing, because I go into detail about the hair some more. And also follow us on vacation to see how it held up. But yeah, this was a fun, quick, and easy style, and I'm glad I tried it on myself versus doing a $300 style, because it definitely got frizzy, which my hair tends to do, and I wanted to take it down as soon as I got home. So if you're looking for a style and you're curious and want to try it, definitely try this out because it's not hard at all. It's 2 a.m. and I'm not finished yet. But it's turning out really good, better than I thought. I'm definitely gonna have to cut it once I'm done. And this hair does have shedding. I decided to get, it's a blend of human hair. It's a blend, I'll show you the package, but so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I didn't want to get real expensive hair my first time trying this style out. So there is definitely some shedding happening, but I think it looks good for my first try. And I'm gonna say I have not been doing these tight or small and my head still hurts. And this is why I wanted to do it myself and not rely on somebody else to do it, because I am so tender-headed. And you would never believe that as a child I always had braids, like, but I have most of like the perimeter done enough to where I can go to bed, and if I don't finish, I can just simply pull it up in a bun for tomorrow. But I'm gonna call it quits for tonight and then get up after a couple of hours and do some more of it. But yeah, I still have like all these pieces right here to do in the middle, but luckily like my hair blends very well with this, so you won't be able to tell. All right, so it took me 2 days, but I'm finally finished. It's Sunday. It's like maybe almost 10 o'clock at night, but I actually finished like around, I got home from church and I worked for about 4 hours. I took a nap in there too. And then of course I have my toddler. So it actually did not take long, and it's actually easier to just braid my hair and like feed the hair in. Of course you can see like my braids sticking out in some places, but once I put some mousse, I feel like it'll blend in. The only thing I have to do now is like cut it, because I have some like really, really long pieces. So I'm just gonna cut it and make it look a little bit fuller and kind of help, because it's really long in some places, and it's just because of where I added the hair. But overall, I really like it. And even though I did not braid tight, it has a little bit of the feeling like I just got my hair braided. But I think it turned out really good for my first try. And it started actually getting fuller than I thought, because I was like, oh, it's not looking full enough. But so I added like three pieces of hair in on each braid, and then it started looking full, and I was like, oh, I may have done too much. And I used a whole packet and then a half a packet, and the packet is bundled like this, so it has 2 on there. So I used all of it except for this last one. So it wasn't too bad, and the pack was only $20 each. So I don't know how the hair is going to hold up, but honestly I just need it to last in Florida and I'm good. That's it. I'll come back and show y'all once it's like styled, and give y'all an update as far as maintenance. I'm looking in the mirror to see how much I need to cut off, but yeah, I'll let y'all know about like styling, maintenance, and everything once I cut it and get it like even.